Hey everyone, it's Apache here and welcome back to Megaquarium. Last episode we realised that we made a large mistake in this tank over here. We were trying to build up to this task here and then got down to the bottom and realised it needed chilling instead of heating. So that's what we're going to fix today. You will go for fixing. Need a lot of fixing, so I've moved this around a little bit. So we have over here this one was over here and that is now connected to these two tanks there. You can see the lines, and then this I've upgraded this chiller, which was okay just for chilling one fish down, one shark down here, this guy, but now I want it to power two different tanks. It's got to be a lot more powerful, so we've added in the mega chillers, the mega double filter type thing. We've added a filtrate, a nitrate filtrator, nitrate filter, something like that, onto here. That is nitrate reactor onto there, and I've also added in down here a combine filter there. With this one here, I've managed to get it so that there's 5 combine filters on there, 2 on here, and then I've added in another one just over here, just to give it a little bit of redundancy on the consumption needs, so that when one breaks down, as you can see, a fair few of them are breaking down all the time, we won't get fish that get annoyed. So in this tank here, we want some chilled fish, we want some cold fish, which is good because we've got lots of them to choose from. So should we start with, and I love this one, fish eating anemone. It is an anemone, so anything which eats anemones will eat this, and it will eat fish of size 2 or less. So I think I'm going to start with this. So I can't zoom in, that's annoying. So we'll put 2 of them down. They don't take up any biomass, but we will have those in as one of the things in there. So now next we're going to want, if we add in some starfish, and then anything which eats starfish we will get rid of. I quite like the idea of having the crustaceans in here. Now, do the sharks eat crustaceans? Like for instance, does this guy eat crustaceans? Yes, he will. Unfortunately, it seems like these sharks eat crustaceans. This one will eat crustaceans, so yes, they all will eat the crustaceans, so we're not going to do the crustaceans in here. However, we can do a starfish. We can put starfish in there, so we can put a couple of these common starfish in, and so that takes that up to 2, which is good. So now let's have a look at some of the cold water stuff. We could get some Atlantic pollock in there. So let's go for 2 of those. We can get, is that skate? Is that a, I got a skate before. Where's that? Skate, yes, that is a cold water one. 9 to 26. We'll eat crustaceans, but it's fine, we know the shark will anyway. So we'll put 1 skate in there. What else? So that's 4 out of 5. And then put some mackerel in. No, they'll just get eaten. Put the cod in. Cod might be quite cool. They grow after 7 days, up to 21 and then up to 32. Yeah, so let's add these in. That's 120, 170, 220, 270, and that completes that. That completes the entire thing. So now we have access to the Starry Smooth Hound. It is a cold water one, it can go straight into this tank. And that, I think, will complete the game. So let's remove this, because we can open up this for viewing now, And just these bits here as well. So that's that open for viewing. And now we can put this last shark in, I think. So there is the starry smooth hound. So that can go into there. That is the game complete. However, this episode has just begun. So we're going to carry on with this one for a little bit longer and see what happens. Yeah, let's close that now. Because I do want to carry on with this a little bit and see what we can do. Oh yes, I put that in there. Get rid of that. Because I want to try some of the other stuff out here. We've got, for instance, we have a U-turn tank. So if we come out of here, and this will be good to know what all of this does for the beginning of the next scene as well. So over here I want to try and put in one of these U-turn tanks, or U-tanks, whatever they're called, and see just how big this can go. Oh, they're just that big. They won't actually grow any more than that. So these are completely open tanks. So these would go out in the middle of a room. Okay. Now does that mean that we can add in a second one there? No, you can't. That's a shame. I thought you could kind of Tetris tile them out. But what you can do is something like that. And even then what you can do, I suppose, if we bring, say, that one down there, let's grab two more of them. We need a bit more space for this. So let's grab a bit more space. And let's just grab all of this as well. Why not? All the way up to there. So we want to move this one to there, move this one to there, this one to there, and we'll need a way in. So it's actually better if that one moves 2 up, and that one moves to, say, there, and then you grab one more of them to there. So you can have this with a central area in the middle with a large pump in the centre of it. So let's do that. Let's grab a large pump, and that would go into the centre. Connect to that one, and then you can add 4 tanks onto this. So that will connect up all of those. And then we can add in, let's do all of these as chilled. So that does it like that. These are only 126, so they are actually fairly small. So one of these double reactors and a couple of these triple filters will we'll make these work fully, and then we can add in some walls and some staff doors. Let's put the staff doors in first, so we can actually make a little wall with them, and then we can wall off the outside of this like that. Down there and down there. So that is 4 tanks connected to 1 pump, enough space around it to be able to feed all of these guys. So now we just need stuff to put in them. So let's have a look at what fish we've got we can put in these. So I want to build a lobster tank. No, in fact, first thing we'll do is we'll get rid of some of the stuff in here. So if we move the skate out into one of these, that can go there. We will move out the Atlantic cod. Now these are going to be huge, aren't they? So I'm only going to do 32. I can only put 3 of them in there because they'll grow up to 32, and 4 of them. Hang on, no. Yeah, 32, 64, so 4 of them will be 128. This tank is 126. So we can actually get rid of the other 2 Atlantic cod in there. We'll move out the Atlantic pollock and put that into this tank. The starfish we can move out, and the sea anemones we can move out. The sea anemones we'll put into here, 1 there and 1 there. And so that just leaves that guy alone in that tank, which is exactly what we want. We want these tanks purely for the sharks. We've got quite a full tank back here, so we don't want to do anything with that. I suppose what I can do is wall off this section, and this can actually be another little staff room area back here as well. However, you are going to need to go that way. In fact, no, you can come over here into a new section here. So we've got areas around the sides for different talks that can go on, for little concession stands, for benches. So let's put some benches in there. And again, this is just giving ideas for the next mission. I suppose we do actually, before we just press play, we need to add in some stuff into these just to make it look a little bit more pretty. Just so that people don't complain that they look lifeless, or that the tanks could be prettied up. Because they do, they complain all the time on this game. Let's grab some of the, let's grab a column for that one, an ancient gate for that one. Let's go for a compass in that one, and let's get a one we haven't gone for in a while is the cannon. Put a cannon in there. So that should stop them complaining. A little bit of eelgrass there and there. There you go. That'll stop people complaining there. So these are all will need food, so we need to put in some sand eel. That's not it. One. I want some sand eel dispensers. There and there. What others do we need? We need herring. Hey, Dante's up to talking 10. So we'll get some herring in there and there. And this needs supplement as well. So we'll get some supplement there and there. These guys apparently don't need anything. Common starfish is grown. Wonderful. So let's do this one as our crustacean. Just make sure back here they don't have access to the backstage area there. Otherwise we'll start dropping drastically in the reputation. Not that it really matters at the moment. But I do quite like this idea. Feeding 9 on you. That is Atlantic pollock has grown. So in here we can have, let's have a turbot in this one. To go with the skate. Have that as the flatfish one. We can put in common lobster into this one, and we can also add in a pie crust crab into there as well. So this needs a bit of cave, so we can do that with a rocky overhang in when we move that. Let's actually put the, I don't know if I can actually put this on. Is this a tall tank? Yes it is. So we'll put that into there and that'll be fine. These need mussels and crab. So let's get a crab dispenser. Add that in. And a mussel dispenser. Add that in. So we've got plenty of room back here. I suppose we should also add in tool stations. And they can go there and there. 2 new messages, blonde skate and Atlantic pollock have grown up. Yeah, so it's okay. And that, from ground level, how does that look? Yeah, I quite like that. It is a tall tank, a deep tank, so you're actually looking down into the bottom, so the bottom of it isn't on the ground. We've got some lobster in there, some starfish. And where's the crab? I definitely put a crab in there. Oh, he's there. There he is. Wonderful. Tell you what, let's go to the front of our place and let's do a full tour around in first person. So we come around to the front. So we are a new customer, just come into the whole place. And so first of all, you have lots of people and people doing talks. I think we need some more benches around the place. We can come over this way first. Have a look at the fish over here. So we've got a single fish in that one. We've got these pollocks that look a little bit silly in there. And then over here you've got the first of the sharks. Got another decision to make. All of these staff, they stop you in first person. We've got the second shark there. That looks pretty cool. We have the third shark there. And then we come through, nice large open area for maybe more tanks at another point. We come through this area with the stingrays, pollock, we've got the humpbacks and the horse-eye jacks in there, and there's a sea turtle in there somewhere. Through into this area, which we will expand, or which I would expand. Is this open? Yes, this is now open, so we need to wall this off. Because people aren't supposed to be back there. We wall that off there, that'll be okay. And we can add in, I suppose, a staff door about there. There we go. Makes it easier for people to get in and out. So these tanks over here, we've only got a few different things into here. In here. So once we come through there, we have third shark. So the fourth shark there. Only a tiny little one. It's quite cute actually. Then over here we have the fifth shark there. That's the shark tool. With fixing 3 on you. And so there is the entire of this. Let's just make it a little bit neater there. We may as well drag this out just to complete it all off. Add in a wall there. And I also, I suppose, want to add in a wall down here. And then move you out. Now we could add in another one of these down here, but I'm not going to for now. I've got 8 different things have grown up. All of these have grown. Increase your talking. And yeah, I've really enjoyed this level. I've actually got into it a lot more. Got more of the aesthetics done as well. And we've learnt a lot. So what have we learnt? Carrying on from last time, I suppose, the larger tanks with smaller things in them. So don't fill your tanks to capacity, otherwise they'll be a nightmare to feed. I did find that with this tank, a couple of the fish died in it because they didn't have enough time to feed them all in a single day. So don't put too much in each tank. Don't put too much of the same of fish that eat the same food in a tank as well. Because otherwise they'll just continuously feed one of the fish and not get around to any of the others. And similarly, don't add too many of different types of fish into a single tank. For the same reason, one of them will be fed and the other ones will lose out, and there's only enough hours in a day to feed a certain amount of fish in each tank. Staff wise, you need a lot of staff, and you need to specialise them, and you do need to make sure you go around and make sure they're doing the correct job, because if you don't micromanage them, they will just go around and say you've got talking on 10 and feeding on 1, then occasionally they will go off and feed something, and they'll take 3 hours to feed a fish, which it would have taken someone with 10 feeding to feed them in, say, like 10 minutes. So it really does make a difference. The high values on the staff. One thing that really does make the difference. So let's have a look at Lorenzo here. We'll have a look at his talents. He has a really high memory there, or I suppose a fairly high memory, which is good for fixing and talking. Also has a very high charisma, which makes him really good at talking. But a lot of people I've seen on playthroughs don't actually look at these talents, they just look at what starting roles they have, and they don't really take into account the training that they'll get during the playthrough. And you've seen just how many pop-ups you have. Even just while I'm talking here, you get lots of pop-ups saying that staff have got training available, and so when you train them up, they become much more effective, and you can specialise them in different areas even if they don't have skills at the very beginning. So we look at Rachel here. She's got 10 in feeding. She just runs around everywhere feeding stuff. However, her fitness is only 3, so she actually walks around feeding everything. If we have a look at Flick, however, I love Flick because she is hyperactive. It actually says in her bio that she's a hyperactive girl. I've got her cleaning up at 6 at the moment, but if we have a look at her talents, she is on fitness of 8 with empathy of 5, so she'd actually be a really good feeder as well. But she runs around at 169% speed, so I've just got her cleaning everything essentially, plus 60 from fitness, which is a final value of 120, so she just runs around the entire area just cleaning up everything that needs cleaning up. It's brilliant. That's why I love Flick. She's a really nice one to get quite early on, so you can increase her feeding and her cleaning up. It seems like these are the same members of staff you get in each place, so we'll be looking out for Emma, Lorenzo and Dante as our 3 main talkers, Flick as our main cleaner and one of our main feeders as well. And I think Olive here is also a pretty good one when it comes to fixing. She has really high pluses from precision and memory and cleaning. So you get to know the members of staff as you go through. Blonde Skate. Oh no, sea anemone. Of course, these don't feed. So we actually need fish in here to oh, that's actually a bubble tip anemone, isn't it? Where was that? I can't even remember where that one was. It's in a tank somewhere. Oh well, doesn't matter, we've finished this one now. Anyway, that is where I'm going to leave it off. Hope you've taken some good advice from this. It's been a really encouraging mission this too, and I'm really looking forward to the next round. Let's just have a quick look at exactly what the next round says. We didn't actually read the you win thing. Nicely done. Despite the owner's restrictions, you have managed to fulfill their wishes and create an aquarium of epic proportions. Now for something a little different. Have you ever wished to be a bit more bijou? No, have you ever wished for a bit more bijou assignment? Your wish is granted in Le Dufon. You can continue to build here at Myra for as long as you want. This message will stay in your log. Now, let's head on to Le Dufont. And there we go. And that is where we're going to leave it for today. So, thank you very much for joining me today. If you did enjoy this episode, please leave a like, comment and subscribe on the video and to the channel, and I will. See you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please consider supporting me by subscribing to the channel and liking and commenting on the videos. Thanks. See you next time.